fellow Aeternians. As always, it's me, Emperor AP. This is the second attempt of a live stream we've been doing today, working on our dwelling. We had actually a few questions in the Discord that were asked, so I'm going to answer them here for anybody who is interested or may watch later on. This can be a great fill-in for what we've been up to. Real quick, I'm going to grab a couple of the boards that we're working with and cut them to size so that I can finish up our vertical framing that we're doing here and answer everybody's questions. So give me just one moment and I will be right back. Da-da-da. Wood collected. Returning. And I have returned with the wood. So one question, a very good question by Master Deonite that I have not answered yet, that I have meant to answer for quite some time now, is what type of dwellings are we building? Do we have a specific shape, a specific size that we're trying to work with? Not particularly. This is probably a, 15 by 20 foot, something like that. So 300 square feet, something like that, that we're working with here. It is, excuse me, we are trying to just experiment with this effectively. We're not really firm on this design. A lot of people have given us recommendations, but the biggest issue is when we're making these things, when we're building, especially the first one, it's very hard for us to go with, okay, this is the specific design we're going to do, this is the specific layout, simply because we are working with the materials we have when we can get them, and we kind of have to make that work. So I'll show you a great example of that. There was an issue over here where we had to, the way that we had to place these posts was we had to place this post at an angle to this back corner post. And so that means that this entire wall right here is angled. So while the rest of the structure is effectively a large square, or a little bit of a rectangle, I suppose, a little longer than it is wide, that piece is rounded. And so we couldn't put it right in the place that we wanted to. We had to kind of shift our placement because there's a huge rock in the ground in the way that we just simply could not dig up and move out. So this is what we had to do instead. Now, the dwellings will change significantly depending on where they are placed on our property, because here at Vitae we are on a slope, and so the slope isn't very crazy, it's not super extreme, but there is a significant slope, and we have to think about that as we build these dwellings. So this is the first placement in roughly the flattest ground we could find. There's a little bit flatter ground where we are gardening currently, but we have chosen that for our garden, and we will probably put another dwelling on the other side of the garden, if not choosing to make that an entertainment center, a place with a stage and kind of for festivities. Right now, we are just looking to build this one dwelling and experiment with it and try it out. So that will vary greatly from this dwelling to the next dwelling. Definitely give us your ideas, but this is... Hey, Master Deonite said, greetings, I'm able to join right now. Did you already answer? I did. Let me go ahead and repeat real fast. Sorry, Master Deonite's the one who asked this question, so I want to make sure that we get this. Sheepland, great to see you. Also, thank you all for liking the video. Helps to promote it, helps to show off kind of what we're doing. And at the end of the last live stream, for whatever reason, when we jumped back on, we didn't get any viewership. And I think that's partly YouTube not promoting it, and also just because we've been away for a while, people in the Discord didn't know to jump back in. But that being the case, to answer Master Deonite's question, this is our first attempt. This is something that we aren't doing particularly with a plan in mind. We have kind of a rough rectangular shape that we're going with. However, like I was explaining a second ago, and I'll go ahead and re-explain, this wall is a great example of how we are having to try and build it and design it as we go. One, because we only have the specific materials that we can work with at the times that we can. We're not purchasing anything. So everything that we've gotten, I say we're not purchasing anything. We've purchased concrete to actually cement the posts that are going to hold the building down so it doesn't blow away. And we have purchased nails. Other than that, all of the wood you see, all of the, stuff that we've done for the framing is given to or is collected or is recycled. So that being the case, it's hard for us to plan out a real nice, fancy structure. You know, I saw you sent us like the kind of yurt style with the circle. That is certainly very nice and maybe something that we can incorporate, but we have to see exactly how things play out for two reasons. One, we have this wall right here, which is a great example. Now, we wanted to put this post and the post in the back corner over there. I'll see if you guys can see it on camera right here. We wanted to put them perfectly parallel to one another. However, because there was a gigantic rock in the way where we actually wanted to place this middle beam, we had to shift it slightly and put it at an angle to this other corner post. So the biggest issue with that is that now every other wall we have is rectangular and helps to make that rectangular shape. But this wall right here is semicircular. So it has an arch to it. It has a radius of curvature that the rest of the structure does not. So while we want to say, oh, this is a rectangular building, it's not completely rectangular. It's an odd, wonky shape. And so because of that, the ability that we have to work with it, and the times that we have to work with it, we can plan out more and more as we get better at building these, and they'll be nicer and fancier, and we can obviously come up with better designs as we're able to make money and get nicer materials. For the time being, this is a shack that we are building. You know, this is a shed that is primarily going to be for storage as a storage facility first, and will then be improved and upgraded with nicer materials, weather-resistant materials, to eventually become the first dwelling here in Vitae, a place where we can camp, a place that we can start to try to live, maybe not permanently, but to start the process of that, eventually getting people out here permanently. Now, the other issue is that Vitae itself is on a slope. So there are plenty of building designs that are ideal for slopes. However, those building designs also come with high cost. You can either, if you have a slope, you can build straight out from the slope like that, and then down and have kind of a, you know, like a porch that's coming off, effectively put your home or your dwelling on stilts, you know, in the front or the back, depending on how you're angling your home. And we could do that. That is additional cost, additional labor, additional things we have to consider. And it also makes the home less stable and less secure unless you really put a lot of money and time and effort into it. The other thing that we can do, which will be, again, a lot more time, but maybe significantly less costly for us because it just takes our time to do it, is to actually dig into the slope and level it out. And that's probably what we're going to be doing. So the issue is, as we continue to move up the slope, this is a relatively flat piece of land. Again, our garden is probably the most flat piece on Vitae, but the other side of it, also fairly flat. We'll probably be putting an entertainment center, you know, a stage for people to gather, for us to make speeches, for people to come and visit and tour. But if not, then we'll probably be putting another dwelling there. And then we will be going up the slope to continue the rest of the dwellings, and that means that we are going to have to actually cut into the slope and put them into the ground. Now, this dwelling is going to be semi-submerged. So what that means is we are digging out this pit, which will eventually actually be dug all the way out to the concrete posts that are in the ground. And you would say, hey, that's really sketchy and weird, and you shouldn't do that. And I completely agree with you. The one thing that we're going to do is we're going to take them one at a time. So we're going to first dig out the center and have kind of a pit here that has, you know, kind of like we do all the way back here. I'll show you the closest part to this post over here. You know, gives us about half a foot right there where it is secured into the ground, and that's not going anywhere. So that is basically how we'll carve out the rest of this, give a half a foot to, you know, 2/3 of a foot of space so that we don't dig out, to keep them secure for the time being. Then what we're going to do is, as we get the ability and we get electricity out here, we're going to come and weld some rebar to go all the way along where each of these posts are. And then we will be backfilling it with concrete so that we actually have a nice concrete structure here. We may do some with brick, but I think a concrete structure, especially one that is water sealed, and protected probably will be the best thing to do for this dwelling. And that will actually be going in future improvements and iterations to make it into something that is more habitable for people. That'll be the time when we're starting to put electricity and plumbing and things like that in. So that's a long time coming. That's going to be a ways away. For right now, we're worried about finishing this framing and putting on a roof so that we can start to store things out here and lock them up so that we have the ability to keep improving more quickly. That being the case, when we do the next dwelling and we actually say, okay, this one we're going to start and plan for it to go straight through to be something that someone can live in. Once this one is something someone can live in, the next one that we want to be something someone can live in, we're going to go straight through with the process. Hopefully we'll be able to buy more expensive materials, push that through. And when that happens, we will be wanting to dig again into the slope that we have and potentially make it a completely submerged dwelling. So it won't be just something that is, you know, like this semi-submerged where, oh, it looks short, and then when you step down into it, it's taller than you realized. For example, when I step down into this, it's a lot taller than you realize versus if I step out here and it looks like I'm going to hit my head. This is, you know, when I get all the way up to it, at the top up here is pretty much 7, all the way up there, maybe 8-foot ceilings, 7.5-foot ceilings. And so that'll be really beneficial for us and help us out. But this is, again, slightly just semi-submerged, just really that foundation level to try and keep the walls, the bottom of the walls out of the ground, and away from termites and things like that, to keep it as long as possible. That'll be the big goal. However, in future iterations, we will be 100% underground. And that'll be the dream, is to have dwellings that line this slope and will be completely submerged. So that's the goal. I don't know how close we'll get to that between this one and the next one. But if we don't have the second dwelling completely submerged, it will probably be significantly more submerged. This one maybe half submerged, the back being entirely in the hillside here, and then the front part kind of jetting outward, and then continuing as each iteration of the dwellings continue more and more into the side of the slope and more completely submerged. That gives the building a lot more structure and a lot more security. It gives it a lot more natural insulation. So long-term heating bills, cooling bills, things like that will be a little bit cheaper. As well, it preserves the natural ecosystem here. We want to be able to use as much of this land as possible to grow crops, to host people and have entertainment and show off the beauty of this area and the natural beauty of the state of Alabama and of the Empire of Aeternia. And so we want to be able to do as much as we can. If all of our homes are as submerged as possible, it gives us the maximum amount of topsoil to work with, the largest land area to work with for people to walk and run and sit down and enjoy themselves and to come as visitors. It also allows us potentially to set up things like the imperial market, to be able to have people buy and sell things outside and in the glorious nature that we have here. So that being the case, we're going to keep working on this. I hope that answered your question as well, Master D-Knight. If anybody has any more questions, please let me know. It's great to see everybody. Also, if you could like the video, it helps a lot. Helps to promote the channel and get more people into this live stream in particular. We are trying to push as much as we are to get this dwelling built, to get monetization on YouTube. If you've ever seen an ad on any one of our videos, especially the more popular ones, we are not getting any money for that. We have to go a long way to get those 4,000 watch time hours. Right now we have 2,100, so we're pushing toward that. At 3,000, we get some perks, but we don't get full monetization. At 4,000, we get that. So the longer you guys stay in, the more you like, the more you get other people to come into the stream. For even just a minute, it helps us a ton to push toward that goal. So that being the case, we're slowly moving toward it. And also, getting monetization will help us to buy more materials and be able to get people out here faster. So we're finished with this wall right here. The back wall is completed. So now we're going to be working on the back left wall. And we have 2 out of our 4 boards cut. So I'll go ahead and put 1 board up. I'll show you guys how that looks, and then we will come back to the rest of them. Serbeska, good to see you. Francisco, great to see you. Serbska, excuse me, I said Serbeska. Skrbska, great to see. Serbska, great to see you. Serbska says, are talking about your garden, you should dig deeper to get the better soil. That makes a lot of sense. And I agree. We actually want to do quite a bit of upgrading. If you watched our last live stream earlier in the day, I talked significantly about that. We really need to be able to get some mulch out over our soil so that we can retain water. When we come to water our plants, we get them as best we can. We try and hit the root system as best we can. But we're just out here so infrequently, once every week to 2 weeks. That's a lot more than we used to last year. Last year we may have come out a total of 10 to 15 times. Now we are coming out, significantly more, 30, 40 times. So that being the case, we are going to keep upgrading, keep improving the garden as we go. We've had limited success just because of the amount of time we've been able to come out here. We can't truly care for the plants like they need to. As well, taking care of the plants requires financing. So we have to be able to buy the mulch, buy the fertilizer, buy all of these different things to kind of help with that. It's not always necessary. Some of it, the way that we plant, the things that we do to try and assist. We can grind up some of the wood here to make wood pulp mulch and stuff like that to kind of assist. We can start making a compost pile to assist with composting and additional fertilization. But all of that is a long time coming. So we probably won't get much of a harvest off of this garden that we have growing right now, but hopefully in the winter time, as we lean into fall, we should be able to replant. Hopefully when we replant, we'll have a little bit better financing. If you guys want to help out with that, our Patreon, of course, or again, just supporting these videos, liking them, trying to help get more people into the stream. All of that will help us, hopefully this fall, to be able to purchase more materials, to improve the garden, plant again, see if we can get any kind of a fall harvest. And if we don't get a fall harvest, we will be gearing up for the next spring and continuing to add additions and improvements to prepare for that spring planting that we will be doing again. That being the case, let's get to it. Let me go ahead and aim down real fast, show you guys what we're working with here. We have, again, 2 of these boards that have been cut to size already. They're looking pretty dang good, pretty dang snazzy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to line this one up about roughly where it needs to be. And if you guys can see what I'm doing here, I'm going to go ahead right here and make a cut. Horrible cut. A cut. Now, I want you guys to know that's not my sawing technique. It is an absolutely atrocious sawing technique, but it allowed me to mark the board. So now I know where I need to cut it when we go to trim it up. And then the same thing here. I'm going to go ahead and, yeah, I'll probably do it that way. I'm going to need to pull nails out of here, wherever they were placed in at. That's kind of crazy. Let me knock these nails out, and then we will cut that board to size, and we will have 4 to place right here. Once we place those 4, we should be done with that back left half of the wall, the back half of the left wall, excuse me. And then we will be moving on to, we'll probably be heading out after, we will probably put up the middle supports for some of these, and then go ahead and head out, coming back next time to finish the rest of the framing. Hopefully next time we come out, we will be done with framing, and that will be a major, major improvement we have on this dwelling, leading us again to being able to put up the tarp completely over the shelter to give us some way to get out of the rain, and being able to actually set up a firm roof here. So that is all the dream as we keep moving forward. And I have seemingly misplaced my hammer. Let me go check. Oh, got it. That's another thing I'd love to do. One of these streams, you guys let me know when most people are in the stream so that we can do it. I would love to do a cleanup stream here in Vitae, where we go and pick up bottles and trash and things that have been left out here just over the years from people coming by or people driving next to it and throwing trash off the street and things. I would really love to do a big nature cleanup and also start to make some pathways. We have a ton of rocks out here, so being able to collect all of the rocks, kind of start to form them into little footpaths that go up and around the property around Vitae would be amazing. And so that's going to be our big push, I think. Again, thank you guys for being here and liking the stream. I see some new people in, so I'm about to jump in and check the comments. But real fast, let me knock these nails out, keep doing what we're doing, and get this framing done, huh? All right, let's see. Got one, got two. Now we take our handy dandy okay, it's probably not the best way to go about it. Let me grab our handy dandy crowbar over here. It's a lot bigger. It's going to give us a lot more leverage. There it is. Mr. Crowbar. Okay, so we have our crowbar, quite a large crowbar, and we're going to be using that to actually pull these nails. If we can get all the nails out of this, if we can get the rest of the nails out of this board, which looks like it's just these two, then we'll have a perfectly clean board. Hey, we got one to start with. Let's go for two. Looks like we're going to get it, but let me try and improve my angle here so that I try and do as minimal damage to the board as possible. That's a big fight doing all this. Dang, this one's really, really trying to put up a fight here. Let me get it on as flat a ground as possible. See what I can do. Dang, I'm picking myself up with this leverage I have. I'm not getting a good grip on it. Let's see. Maybe if I go, yeah, there we go. Just needed to go at an angle. Okay, so we've cut two of our boards to length. We've marked the other one. So we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to line this board up about with this one. We're going to go up top here, give it a nice cut to mark it, and we will be off to the races. Yeah, give it, give it, give it, give it. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and flip this one, angle it, and then keep cutting this way. Okay. And we're making progress. One mistake I'm making that I would advise you guys against, make sure you secure your board. You see how my board's sliding all over? That is a horrible technique, especially because it loses a lot of your momentum. You're putting all this work into cutting the board, and a lot of that effort's going into swiveling it and not actually pushing the blade through. So being able to hold the board down properly and cut gives a strong advantage here. And this is what we're doing. Okay, let's readjust and okie doke. Almost in there. And we have just about driven all the way through this board. Let me go to this side, I guess. Start there. Okay, got some of it done. Let's go back on this side, see if we can't cut this way. There we go. Okay. Got this one cut to size. Magnificent. Now we have our last one. Hey, 10 viewers, 5 likes. Thank you guys for being here. And definitely please like the video. Helps us to move toward monetization. All right. And as well, the longer you guys stay in the video, the more it helps us toward monetization. I want to answer some of those questions. See people there in the chat. If you guys have no idea what a micronation is, or if you're longtime viewers who are coming back to check out what we're doing, I appreciate you all, and I'm excited to show you what we've got. Now, if I can line up my cut. There we go. Up. There we go. There we go. Not quite. We're getting close. Okay. Let's see. Cutting this one at a little bit of an angle, but this is going to be the top side, so we shouldn't have too much to worry about. Let's see how we do. Hey, getting good. And we are almost through the board, as you guys can see. Maybe you can see right there. Let me go ahead and slide it into place. Start cutting this way. Now with it being a lot thinner, being 2/3 of the way through the board, we're able to move at a quicker pace. So I've cut about halfway through, a little more than halfway on that side, flipping over and about to finish. You guys ready? Let's get this last board. Ow! Hurt myself a little bit, but that's why I should be wearing gloves. Okay. We've got our 4 boards successfully completed. Throwing those pieces off to the side. And now we are going, da-da-da, hey there. Now we are going over here. Okay, so if you guys can see that right there, oop, this is where we're about to put our 4 posts. So let's go ahead and get started with the first of the 4. I will place it probably about right there. That looks nice. Okay, maybe a little closer in. 2, 3, 4. Okay. Let's grab a couple nails. What we're going to do here is we're going to take this back down. Now that we have our spot roughly picked out, I'm going to angle you guys back down. I'm going to go ahead and put these in. So what we have to do, like we've done with others in the past, we're going to take our nails, we're going to drive them through at an angle here on the bottom, so that way we go all the way through and the nail starts poking out of the bottom a little bit, and that will allow us to drive it pretty easily into the base of our framing that we have set up, then we are going to show you that in just a second. So let me get started here. I will try and give myself a little better angle as I hold this board and try to hammer it in. Let's see. Good sign. And just starting to poke through. Let me get one more good little break. Yep, that's all the way through. Gonna go on the other side. We will actually use another block to support it because it has a nail sticking out of the bottom there. And then we're going to go from this side. We can do the same thing, except we're going to move it over a little bit so that we don't accidentally overlap our nails and make them run into each other. That will instantly bend this nail I'm working with and would be trouble for us. So what we're going to do is we're going to angle kind of like that. We got it. Going in. Yep. Did not work. I actually chipped the bottom there, which isn't great, but it'll be okay for our purposes. Gonna keep going. Gonna just move a little further back. Gonna start kind of going straight in, then angle a little bit. Hold it down and start to try and get it to go through. We are angling harder than I'd like to, but we'll see how this works. Okay, are we poking through yet? Not yet, but we're getting there. Let me slide this guy back a little bit. Hold it down with my foot and starting to poke through. Yep, let me get one more. Yep, okay, so once again, I'll show you guys real fast. We've got this one poking through right here. We've got the second one poking through right there. So this one and that one, excuse me, this one and where is that? Dang. This one and, maybe it's not poking all the way through yet. It's getting close. It's right there. That's actually a little piece of wood though. So let me hit it a couple more times. Glad I checked. Glad you guys second guessed me. Okay. See how that goes. Still not quite there. We'll slide it back. Try again. Hold our foot down and there we go. Oh goodness, that's not great. Okay. We've got it in a little bit wonky. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to use Mr. Handy Dandy Crowbar to back it out just a smidge. That way, what we can do pretty quickly here is go and set this guy up, put it in place, and show you guys how we're doing. Hey everybody, thank you guys for 7 viewers, 8 likes. If you can like the video, it helps a lot to increase everybody checking out what we're doing and learning about micronationalism. So we got this one roughly placed where we want it. What I'm going to do is try and hold it in place, keep it as steady as I can, as flat and flush with this surface as possible. And we're going to start nailing it in. Ready, set, and just that, I've got one side in. Let's go for the second. And just like that, I've got the second in. So this board is now secure. And what we're going to do, I'm going to go to the other side in just a moment. Get 3 nails like this and put them in to that board. But before I do, I'm going to actually continue and do the rest of these boards so you guys can see that, just in case for whatever reason the stream messes up or starts to die. You guys will at least see all these vertical boards go in. So you'll have a clear idea of where we're working toward with this dwelling. Let's go in with the second ones. And again, I'm actually going to flip this the other way because these are the pieces that we cut. So I'm going to go this way to make sure we have the most flat, even bottom that we can to sit as flush as possible with the base of the foundation, of the framing. So what I'm going to do, So I'm gonna actually try and get that to sit on more flat ground right here. Pull that forward a little bit so you guys can see what I'm working with. And we're gonna go right here. Ready for it? Let's get it. Let me move down a little. Already starting to sound like it's gonna poke through. Let's hold down the board maybe. That'll help a little. Okay, starting to poke through. There we go. Now we're getting it. And that's through. Okay. So now we do the same thing we did just a moment ago. Good to see everybody. Also, now we're fighting the rain. Goodness, we were fighting the storming heat, blazing heat earlier. Now we are fighting a potential rainstorm that is coming on the horizon. The breeze feels amazing, but it is sign of trouble to come. So we are playing a dangerous game here, as if we want to be able to get out of weather like this in the future, we need to hurry up and get this framing done so we can start getting a roof on. That way the next time we come out, we will say we are afraid of no storm, afraid of no bad weather, for nothing can stop the imperial spirit. Okay. So now, show you guys again. We have our 2 nails sticking through. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, and thank you guys for being here and liking the video. 10 viewers. That means 10 people who are learning more about the Empire every single day. Let me set up, show you guys where our back wall is, back half of the wall. There we go. Let me angle down for you just a little bit so you can see where we're working. We're gonna go put in this second one. Make sure I got both sides in. I do. Let's go ahead with it. On to our second vertical support. Okay, we're going right here, which is pretty much at an angle. This is going to be annoying for us in the future, but it will help for now. Let's go ahead and get that in. Get it started. I don't want to place that right there. That feels a little sketchy. What I'm probably going to have to do is go 5 on this one, because the place I was going to place it just a moment ago is not secure and would harm our structure. So instead, we're going to go right here. Then we'll do 2 on that side, and eventually we'll probably need 1 in the middle if we don't just make a long gap. So let me go ahead and nail this in. Not quite. Getting there, but not quite. Okay. Try probably from the other side here. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. All right, we got that side in. Let's go ahead and get this one before a storm starts. There we go. Sorry guys, if y'all see me struggling over here, what I'm up to currently, our nail right in the last few hits has bent in a horrible angle. So what I should do, if I'm smart, is go ahead and grab our handy dandy Mr. Crowbar, and I will find the offending nail. Let's see if we can bend him back to an easier shape to work with here. Yeah, and just like that, we got him. Okay, okay. Let's see if we don't waste our opportunity here. That's what I'm talking about. There we go. Second post in, secured. And now we are working on the third. Aeternia forever. Okay. Grabbing a couple more nails. Aiming downward. See our beautiful posts, cut to size. Let's continue. And set that up. Get our nail prepared, same as we just did a moment ago, except I almost made a horrible error. this is the flat side. This is the side that we didn't cut, the side that's going to be most stable to lay down onto our foundation. So on our frame, the bottom of our frame. So let's get it started. Start driving that guy in. And there we go. He's busting through pretty quick. And through. Nice. Okay. Do the same thing on the other side, except we're going to put this board underneath to protect it. Move over slightly, and we will start with this angle. Okay, holding down. Almost through. I can feel it. I can just about feel it. And we have 13 viewers, 10 likes. Thank you guys for liking, supporting the Empire of Aeternia. We still do not have monetization yet, but you all, thanks to your now 15 viewers, are helping us to get it every single day. We have about 2,100 watch time hours out of the year. We need 4,000 for the year to get monetization. So please like this video and help us to reach our target audience, fellow Aeternians. So we now, as you can see, have these two nails driven in, and we're going to be sticking this up. Hey, thank you for the like. Over here. So we're going to go all the way to the opposite side over here and set up. So we are going to get this board into place over here, probably about like this, and set it up. Are we ready, everyone? Ready or not? Here we go. Okay. Uh-oh. Okay. Having some difficulty. Let me adjust a little bit. See if we can't find a better way to do it. Okay. And 3, 2, 1. There we go. There we go. Almost in. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, got that one. Now it's time for the last one. And once that first one drove in, the last one did decently, but it's kind of sticking out a little bit. I don't like that one. So I'm going to try and add another, see if we can't stabilize. This is kind of a rush job here at the moment because we are about to fight the rain. And so we've got a little bit of a rush on our hands. Nonetheless, we will ensure nails are driven in that secure this properly. Almost done with this one. There we go. Perfect. Got it. Okay. So now we have those two. Putting in our last one for this wall. As you can see, we've got 2 and 1. We're going to put another one kind of in between those. We may end up needing an extra, but we will see how that goes. We may just put long central supports on there. It's supposed to go about every 2 feet. So we may end up with a 5th support on that wall, very skinny. We will see how that goes, but for the time being, we have got our 2 nails. Flip this board over to make sure we are hammering in on the flat side. 21 viewers. That is what I am talking about. 21 viewers, 12 likes. Thank you so much for liking, for supporting the video, for being here for us. And every second that you guys are on here is helping us to get monetization. YouTube has been actively playing ads on our channel without giving us any money for it. So if you guys want to help us to buy materials out here, this is the way to do it. Thank you guys. Okay, let's do it. Putting one in right there, going at an angle. And we're just about through. And we're through. Okay, I'm gonna actually back that one out probably in just a second, but stick that under there. Put this one slightly to the side of the other one way or the other. Probably go that side. And get it started and go at a sharper angle, steeper angle, even steeper angle. Here we go. And just about busted through. We busted through. Okay. Let's put this one up. Da-da-da. Angling back up. Showing you guys our work. Let's go put this last one in. Da-da-da-da. Okay, and we've got it about there. I think if we put it right there, that'll be pretty good. That'll be pretty dang good. Okay. So here we go with this one. And let's start securing. So I'm gonna go right here, hammer this part in, and back it up a little bit. Start hammering in. Uh-oh. That's what I'm talking about. There we go. Driving it in. Got that first one in. Perfect. Looking very good. Angle that up a little bit, and let's go for the second one. Got it again. Second one. Horrible angle. I should have improved on that from the last one where I made that mistake, but since I did not, we'll be going in again at a steeper angle, trying to get this one to work out. So the more that you plan, the less time and resources of your own you will take up. That is a valuable lesson for anyone watching this stream. Dang it. If you want to spend less time, do it right the first time. If you want to spend less materials, also do it right the first time. As I am now crowbarring this board that we placed to try to get this piece to wiggle out. Let's see if I can do it. Yeah, there we go. Okay. This guy's all bent to heck, but that's all right. We can throw that nail away, grab a new nail, and improve on our mistake. Okay, let's see where we're going. I'm gonna go in here, I'm gonna drive pretty much straight down. So we'll go in sideways at first. Uh-oh, okay. Get that secured angle and start that next placement. Yep. Here we go. We're getting it. This one's working. Okay, and despite the horrible angle that this is at, we do in fact have it up. Let me finish. Securing it in place. And there we go. Nice. That actually works in our favor a little bit because this wall is angled. That works well. Hey, 23 likes. Fantastic. So here you go. Wonky structure, but we have it. What I'm going to go through and do is support all of these with some nails on the back. So I'll let you follow me there. We're going to need 3 nails a piece. So we're going to go grab 12 nails. 3, 6, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Perfect. And let's assume we make absolutely 0 mistakes and this will work the first time. We know it probably won't, but here's to hoping, huh? Okay, so I'm gonna move you guys, set you up right here. Uh-oh, our battery is on 15%. So not only are we fighting the rain out here, we're also fighting my battery life. We will be going probably fairly shortly, but we will complete this wall before the day is done, before the stream is done, hopefully. So real quick, let me grab a sip of water and we will be on to the endings of this wall. As always, stay hydrated, friends. 32 viewers, that is absolutely incredible. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for supporting the Empire of Aeternia. As you can see, I'm putting my blood, sweat, and tears into this. And I thank you all for trying to support us. Again, any like that you can provide, hanging out here for a few minutes, it helps a ton. Thank you. Let's keep going. All right, we're getting it in. Ready. Placing a nail on the first board. Let me stick these nails in my pocket so that I don't lose track of them. Hold this board against the one we're trying to nail, and there we go. Get it more level, more centered. And finish the job. Beautiful. Okay, we've got one. Let's go down a few, get the second one. Gonna go about right here. To start it off, let's see, oh, that's a little over to the side. Let's go right here. Okay, and easy does it. Okay. There we go, we're through, and we're almost to, there we go, to the board we're trying to secure to. Perfect. That's 2 for 2. Let's go 3 for 3 right here. Okay. Once again, gonna try to line everything up roughly eye measurement over here. I'm gonna have to actually change my positioning. Make sure that I get as level as possible to get as accurate as possible. Okay, gonna go back in the same spot. Trying again. Almost done. Horrible hammering technique, by the way, but I'm in a real small spot here. And I don't really have a ton of room to do this. Let me try from the top, maybe. Didn't quite work out, but that's okay. This one's secure. Let's move on to the next one, shall we? Okay, and where am I? Oh, I'm off to the side. Let me show you guys what we're working with. Here you go. Let me angle everybody. Hello. Let me drop this side down just a smidge so we're kind of level. Hello, hello. I think I made it worse, actually. Let's go back the other way. Hello, hello. Perfect, perfect. Okay. Let's get back at it, everyone. Let me pull this rat's nest down so we can continue. And gosh, this is a mess I've made for myself. All these boards where I tried to put them kind of angling to fit the change in the position between this post and this post has been horrible for me, and I shouldn't have done it. But now I live with the consequences. So we're going to start down here at the bottom, and our top nail will actually probably have to go in a board that we haven't placed yet. So we'll do 2 in this one, and then hope for a really well situated third once we get it up. Again, horrible hammering technique. Please don't judge me by these weird little hits I'm doing. Nevertheless, that nail is flush, and we have completed an additional piece of our dwelling as I stab myself with a nail. If you ever do stab yourself with a rusty nail, make sure you get a tetanus shot. I have already had mine for this year, as I think it's good for several years, but still, I have gotten one this year because of being out here and doing this silly stuff and slightly injuring myself. So be careful. Don't do what I'm doing. Watch it on a video, laugh and make fun. Don't try it yourself and get seriously injured. Okay, almost. No way I'm getting that one the rest of the way. It is stuck with a board. So this one's all right. It's not great, but it'll do for the time being. Let's go ahead and get our third one in, and then our fourth, and we'll call it. Okay, going in for the third. Let me see if I can hold this guy up against here as much as possible. I'll start with the lower ones so that then we can bend up to the higher ones. Let's say we start right about here. Okay. Going in for this one, gonna do better than I did last time. Start swinging from above. Perfect. Got that one in. Yep, it's in. Not great, but it is in. Let me push this guy, see if I can get it deeper. There we go. A lot better. Okay. Let's go ahead with a second one. Try and do that in the middle. Let's see where the middle is. That looks pretty good to me. Okay, so we're going to do our middle one right here, and then we'll do our top one up here. Okay, going middle. Then we will continue our swings like we did last time. And almost done. Perfect. See how that goes? All the way in. Beautiful. Flush against this post. So now we have our third and final one. We'll do right here. Get it started again. Although this one we're not going to be able to do that downward swing, unfortunately. We're going to have to do this weird, awkward kind of technique that did work. Perfect. So, as you can see, all three of these are secured. When I wiggle them, they all move. Now, for the fourth and final. Once again, we'll start down low. And now I'm just in the weeds, in the bushes, if you guys can see me. We'll angle so that you can see just a little bit better. Also 23 viewers. Thank you guys. That is, again, making our year here at Vitae. Let me show you guys where we are right here, get you guys a little bit of a better angle. We are working once again on this back corner, and let's see what we can do. So here's where our post is. I'm going to start down here at the bottom, probably right about here. Started from the bottom, now we're still at the bottom for the moment. So we'll go in right about there, change our angle just slightly so that it goes more parallel with the board. There we go. There we go. Perfect. Well, let's see how we did. Is it flush? Yes, it's flush. Beautiful. Now, 2 more, and we have 3 more because we didn't put that top one on to the post over there, to the piece of framing over there. Nevertheless, we will continue. Where's our next spot? Our next one looks like we'll go right about here. Okay. Getting it lined up and downward swing again. There we go, starting to get it in. I'm gonna push this thing out to make sure that that stays flush. Perfect, and here we are, everybody. The final nail for this piece. We can go, see if we can go up top. I don't know if we can go up top. Second to the top. Go right here. Gonna give it a start. Beautiful start. Let's finish it off. Let me hold the board as flush against there as possible. Beautiful. And we've done it. We've done it, everybody. Let me show you on the other side what we're working with now. As I pick up my water bottle, again, if anybody out here is working outside today, make sure you are staying hydrated. It is a beast of a day, even though it is about to rain on my head, still hotter than it's been in a long time. So there is our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th section of wall done out of 8. Not including putting in the middle supporting joints for the frame, just these vertical joints. We are well on our way. So now, again, when I shake this, you see the entire wall jiggles. That means we have each of these secured properly. And that's fantastic, again, because as I drape this over, now go in and staple this to these different sections or nail it in. And I could do the same to the other side. And our little piece of tarp here, our piece of plastic, will stay on. Even through rougher winds, we will have about 15, 18 anchor points for it to actually be stapled into. That'll keep it quite secure. Again, if it rains, you know, the rain is going to make this heavy and water will drain. So it's not like, you know, water is going to pour up and rip it apart. But we will have quite the ability to do some more next time as well. That'll mean we can put a second sheet up. As of right now, we just have 1/2 of the dwelling covered, but we'll be able to do the second half soon. So my phone is about to die. Thank you all so much for being here and supporting us once again on another live stream. As always, it is Emperor AP of the Empire of Aeternia. Go check out our website, our Patreon, all of that, links in the description. We are starting a new nation, building its first territory here at the capital city of Vitae. Thank you all for watching, and Aeternia forever. Until next time.